Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the big show from London, the UK. It's Bruce and Antigen here from the UK. It is Monday, May the 16th. I'm trying to finish A Fisherman's Friend at the same time. I admit it. I have a fisherman's friend going right now. Got a bit of a sore throat, a little bit of a cold, but we are surviving. And Jen is perfectly fine. I've just got the sniffles and a little bit of a cough, but it's not what you think it is. It's just a cold. Welcome one, welcome all to our live show today. The timing is a bit unusual, but obviously being so far ahead of New York, 5 hours in New York, we're 7 hours ahead of Calgary, 8 hours ahead of Los Angeles. It's 5:49 here, and if I don't do this show now, I'm going to have to do this show local time, more like 11 or 12 o'clock, and that's getting too much. So I have to do a little earlier. So if you're watching me on the rerun today rather than live, I welcome all of you to this channel, this show. Please, if you can hit the thumbs up button for us, that would be terrific. Let me know what number you are when you hit that thumbs up button, if you wouldn't mind. Love to know how we're doing on the thumbs up count, and we'll see what's going on. We landed here in London on Friday, a few days ago, on the 13th of May. We took off from Calgary on the 12th, at about just around 6 o'clock in the evening. We ended up with a tailwind that apparently brought us to London 1 hour earlier than estimated. And so landed nice and early in the morning. Smooth flight, great plane. We were on a Dreamliner, an Air Canada 787 Dreamliner, smooth as silk, really nice. The takeoff is phenomenal. You can have a chat like this with the person sitting beside you in the middle of takeoff. It's great. Very quiet aircraft, very smooth. Enjoyed it. We noticed that when we got there, we had to, check in our baggage and so on. It's all electronic now. Complete. What's the word I'm looking for? Pain in the rear end. I understand what the mentality of the airline is. No more snaking around lines to get to the agent. You do this work yourself now. A lot of what you can do online, which might have been the better way to go. But for Jennifer and I, we have some issues, one of which is Jennifer's mobility. And nonetheless, we had a young guy there who was quite helpful, willing to help us get through the check-in process. But at the end of the day, we still had to get our bags to the belt and put them on, and then we had to go to a check-in counter to seek assistance for Jennifer because of her hip issues. And so we ended up getting a wheelchair, and which is fine. And then we had to use it to get through security. And that can take a while. And it did. It took about 15, 20 minutes. Thankfully, we are not suffering from what's happening in Vancouver and Toronto in Canada, with upwards of serious several hours of delays to get through security. But we saw it ourselves. We saw what the issue is in the security area. In our case, in Calgary, what we found was that you had about, I'd say by the time we got there were about 50 people trying to go through security, and there was only one machine that you put your hands up in and it goes around you. There's only one machine operating. Now, I think they had two, but even with two, you're going to take a long time to get people through. And the absolute overkill with regard to checking everything out, is just over the top. But it is the way it is. The world is the way the world is nowadays. But I have to say, we could certainly see areas of tremendous improvement. But I can also understand the number of people in the security area to get 50 people through, you multiply the cost per hour that those folks are there, and it is staggering, the costs that we are paying for this service. It is staggering. It's in our tickets. We're all paying it. There's no way around it. It's in our taxes. It is amazing. And anyway, once you're through there, and with Jennifer and the wheelchair, they made it very easy, which again, kudos to the staff, because I'm not complaining about the staff at all. Once we got through, it was fine. Ended up at a restaurant, and we were there now with 2 hours to go before the flight. We're all through. Sit down, have a drink, watch some TV, order a bite to eat, kill the time, no problem. Checked our emails with friends and stuff. Fabulous. No problem whatsoever. And then the flight was great. And then into UK, we landed in London early, and we cleared it from there. Now, I made a video. If you've had a chance to see it, again, I'll mention it. If you had a chance to see the video we popped up the other day about landing in London, getting through the terminal through using special assistance. This is a gem. This is an absolute wonderful service. I can't emphasize enough how wonderful this is. I personally don't need assistance to get through the airport, but with Jennifer, my travel companion, I automatically become part of it. It was pretty cool, I have to admit. And so we made a video about the whole experience, and I invite you to check it out. A number of people have responded to me saying, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. And Heathrow is one of the world's best when it comes to handling special needs passengers. I was impressed. We cleared immigration just as fast as if we ran off that airplane to get down there. We were just as quick as those guys were, but way comfortable. And we didn't break a sweat at all. It was fabulous. Right to the taxi cab delivery, right to the cab. And then we had a fantastic cab driver. And we had a wonderful experience coming in, and saw a whole bunch of stuff that you got to pay top dollar for to see if you're going to go on a tour. We had it all in the cab all at the same time. Fabulous. Really enjoyed it. Anyway, so thank you for joining us and being here with us. We're going to be on next Monday again, live from Amsterdam. So that's next week. And we'll fill you in on how the rest of the London trip works out, and our trip to Edinburgh, which starts Thursday. And by next Monday, we're in Amsterdam, and we'll tell you how everything is going up to that point. So every Monday, we'll keep you posted. In the meantime, there'll be more videos coming out from this channel as well as each day goes by. So thank you for joining me. Sean and Wendy, God is amazing here. Hello. Hope you're enjoying your travels. It's nice to see you guys. Amicus is here. Munamo is here. Kirk Brunson, Facebook, YouTube, and Facebook channel. He is in the house. Hi, Bruce and TW family. Kirk from the Big Alp is here. I'm almost at work. Right on. Jeannie, hello, Bruce and TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show from East Tennessee. Welcome, you guys. Nice to see you here tonight, or tonight my time, this afternoon or morning your time. Thank you all. Tim Bowman just coming over from the sponsor member show. Greetings from a now sunny but chilly Seattle. We're going to be boarding the Quantum of the Seas at 2 p.m. I blame it all on Bruce. There you go. It's all my fault. What can I say? Here, we hit on Saturday 75 degrees here. Gorgeous sunny day. Yesterday, rainy and 60 odd. And now we're back into the 60s, high 60s, and we've just turned sunny. It'll be sunny today and all day tomorrow. I'm going to be in the mid 70s again. Very nice. Fabulous. Jen is sneezing away, which she likes to do from time to time. Foxy is here. Hello there, Bruce. It's Foxy in Brighton in East Sussex in England speaking, and I was elated to have learned about yourself and Jennifer landing in England. We are here just for a few days. We landed on Friday. We're out of here Thursday. This is not a casual vacation trip where we're going to spend hours and hours in museums and seeing London shows and all of that stuff. It's actually a working tour. I'm working, but we're getting a little bit of sightseeing in between shows. We're going to get Edinburgh in. We're going to get Amsterdam in. Then we're off to Dortmund and Hamburg and Berlin and Munich. We are moving. So I don't have a lot of time to really put my feet up. Bruce, not normally late for hosting a live stream session is here. No offense on asking the question. It's all good. Sabine, hallo, lieber Bruce. The first time I can watch you live, and thank you. Dankeschön. Willkommen. Bienvenue. Nice to see you. Jose, I'm hi from New Jersey. Hi, Josie. How you doing? Janice, good afternoon. Thank you. Number 13 thumbs ups. Thank you. Two of each, Mom. Thank you for being here. Number 8. Michael, number 11 from Eastbourne, East Sussex. My UKers are coming out because I'm on at a much more reasonable time for you folks. I have a suspicion that a lot of my viewers here, they don't watch me live when I'm on from North America. They watch the rerun. Now they can watch me live today. Nikki, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. It's 87 degrees here now. Welcome, Nikki, to the show as always. Keith Hensley, good afternoon from work. Bruce, hope your trip goes well. Gas is $4.19 a gallon. Most places here in Knoxville, Tennessee, where it's currently 76. Nice weather. Foxy, hi there, Michael. You're located over in Eastbourne and East Sussex. I'm located over in Brighton and East Sussex in England. Believe this or not, people are all over the place here. Louise, I just checked my phone, and here you are. Of course, you're in a different time zone. Of course, that makes sense. You're on now. Tom Henry, Donnell, where are you? We're wondering, where is Donnell? We're not sure. Tom, hello, TWB fans. Louise, hi, TWB family and fans. I suspect Donnell might be working right now, literally at work and can't watch me. Topper, hi, Bruce, longtime subscriber from Ottawa. Welcome, Topper 18X. My husband and I just returned 1 week ago from our Viking 2-week ocean cruise around the British Isles. We also spent a week in London before the cruise. Oh, that must have been great. We had a great time, and only 1 day of rain in 3 weeks. You got to love that. We were there. I hope you're just as lucky as the weather. Fantastic. It was a rainy day yesterday, off and on, but we didn't care. Who cares? You're in London. It's supposed to rain. We ended up yesterday going to Harrods department store, and this was planned a long time ago. The last time I was inside Harrods department store here in London was 1999, and it was with Jennifer and Jennifer Jr., and she was 12. Yeah, she was 12. And we ended up looking for a number of things, and we had prepped her on what we were going to do in Harrods. And we needed, we were finding it a little uncomfortable. We had been traveling since October from the Cayman Islands, and we had traveled to Florida. And we had done the Orlando thing, a few nights, like 4 or 5 nights there. Then we went to New York, did New York for 4 days in Manhattan. Then we were in New Jersey for about a week and a half, and we would go into Manhattan from time to time. And then we flew to London, and here we were in a hotel in near Russell Square in London. So it was a hotel that included breakfast. And we found that at every hotel we were staying at, we always had different pillows. And we were just not getting comfortable. We would switch pillows and see who liked which one. And we decided that we're going to go to Harrods. We're going to the pillow department in Harrods because there is a pillow department in Harrods. And we're going to get ourselves our very own pillow. This way, every night when it's time to go to sleep, we're lying on our very own pillow that no hotel is providing us. It's ours to go with us. We caught up to the pillow department in Harrods, and we met a pillow expert. Told him our situation, and he said, yes, if you are traveling with your own pillow, it's like traveling with home. Your head is always in the same place every night. And I thought, yes, psychologically, this is a big deal. Oh, and Jen Jr. thought this was pretty cool. So we got to try different pillows. And Jennifer Jr. found one that she liked, and then Jennifer found one that she liked, and I found one that I liked. And the gentleman who was servicing it realized that we were not of incredible wealth or means, so we were not going to be experimenting with the 1,000 pound per pillow pillows. We were going to be in the lower end of the pillow expense market, but nonetheless, I think we still paid 30 to 50 pounds a pillow. Very nice, comfortable pillows with the coverings, because he knew that these are on the road. These are going on the road with him. So that was one thing we did. We did that at Harrods, and we went up and down the floors at that time. And everything. So now here we are, 23 years later, Jen and I by ourselves with no Jennifer Jr. And we get to the Harrods department store, and we get a wheelchair from the department where they let you use one. Signed out a wheelchair, and because the floors are basically marble type floors, to roll a wheelchair in Harrods is a piece of cake. So no suitcases, just a purse, and we took our jackets off and we hung them on the chair, and we were able to stroll Harrods at our pace and went about oot into boot Harrods. And let me show you something. Those of you who are watching me right now who are on the sponsor member show, please forgive me because I'm going to retell this story. But after a few hours of enjoying the sites and various merchandise available at Harrods. By the way, we're not buying pillows on this trip. Jennifer and I decided, it's time for a rest, especially for me. We're going to sit down a little while, have a bite to eat, have a little beverage, and just relax. And so let's go to the cafe. Let's go to one of the cafes inside Harrods. What they don't have inside Harrods is they don't have what is known as the food court, where you have the McDonald's over here and the Subway over there and the Burger King over there and the Mongolian grill over there. No. You have scattered about the store in various levels, different eateries. And we ended up going into the Harrods Cafe. There's Harrods right there. Let me move that out of the way. So we went into the Harrods Cafe and waited in line for a few minutes. And then Jennifer's I got her in the wheelchair, and not a problem. They didn't even bat an eye. They said, "Oh, yes, we're more than happy to accommodate you. Follow us." And so they took us to a table, and we ordered. We were just sitting down, just getting organized, when a young man came out and said, "Would you like still water? Would you like still water or sparkling water?" And to me, I'm thinking, well, would you like a glass of water? And I'm thinking, oh, just still water. Jennifer, yeah, still water's fine. So he brought us a bottle of still water. And if you'll note the bill here, let me just kind of zoom in for you here. Shop online at Harrods Cafe. There's the amount, the table 24. Ah, yes, one bottle of still water, £6, 95 cents. Well, that's £7 right there. That's about 9 something American dollars for a bottle of water. It was a glass bottle, so it wasn't like a cheap plastic bottle. It was a glass bottle, and it had the twist stuff on. That's how we started with that. And then we graduated up. Okay, so now it's time. Once you got your water, you order what you want. So Jennifer and I, what did we get now? Oh, Milos was our salesperson. Jen wanted a beer, so we got, I think she ended up with a 14 or 16 ounce bottle of beer for £9.50. I had the Caesar salad, which was absolutely delicious. $19.95. That's 24 American dollars. That's not outrageous. Then Jen had the Braffle Benedict. What's a Braffle? Do you remember what the Braffle was?
It's a mixture of a waffle, but with brioche dough. So it's a sweet waffle.
It was really good.
It's very nice.
And Jennifer ate it all. Barely, but she ate it all. I barely finished my Caesar. It had chicken, bacon bits, of a boiled egg cut in half in there. Oh, it was great. I had a latte to drink, a little coffee for $5.95. And then there's the cafe service charge. You don't tip here. You don't have to actually throw a tip on top. They have a 12.5% gratuity charge automatically added for $7.42. So the total came in at £66, 77 cents right there for our little stop at the cafe. Delightful. I'll tell you what the best part about it was: people watching, just people watching. Beside us was a mom and a dad and about a 25, 28-year-old daughter from Britain, well-to-do. You could tell by the way they were talking. Then next to them was a couple from Italy, a guy, I think two girls from Italy, two gals, into deep conversation. And then just over here was a family of three, father, mother, and a little boy of Middle Eastern descent, well dressed, just used to the life of privilege. Amazing. The Britain, London is a cosmopolitan city of all cultures. You see it all here. We just not in Calgary. We do not see Middle Eastern families of this wealth in our neighborhood. It's just not. Why are they in Calgary? Are you kidding me? But London, oh yes. And then the German family over here, and a family from the United States over there, and everywhere. This whole restaurant was totally international, and it was really interesting to watch the interaction of people enjoying themselves and just having a little bit to eat during a shopping day at Harrods. It is a unique place, and really enjoyed it a lot. And anyway, recommend it highly. Yes. In any event, it went rather nicely, and we had a good time. It was a wonderful meal and everything else. Now, let me continue on with the hellos and how are yous, because I have some cruise news for you, travel news. Let's see here. Yes, I've got that. I've read that comment. Let me just double check the comments, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Here we go. Topper X18 just got back. Fantastic on their beautiful trip. That is good stuff. And Eddie Panero, hi Bruce, how's the weather where you are? Hope it's nice to talk to you soon. This is Eddie from Florida. Amicus, bless you, Bruce, bless you again. Oh, that's Jennifer and her sneezing. We have Foxy. Sorry, this is a bad question, Bruce, but would it be a bad moment meeting up with yourself and Jennifer since you'll be leaving Greater London on Thursday? We don't know if that is going to be doable. We are, as I say, I'm actually working. I've got my two channels, this channel and Stock Markets with Bruce, and I am live during market hours. And we're trying to squeeze in a few things in between. We had a little bit of time this weekend, but we were also dealing with the idea and the whole thing about the time change. The last time when we were here the first time, we were in our early 40s. And I found it a lot easier to adjust to time change than now in my mid 60s. And so we're really going to be out of here in just a few days to Edinburgh, and I am very busy right now producing videos for this channel, Traveling with Bruce, because I want to show videos to you about the experience of traveling at the age that we are, as opposed to what backpackers go through. And we're going to be talking about the Euro Rail Pass, the global Euro Rail Pass that we're about to start using. And so we're going to be producing quite a bit of footage for that, and then I'll be doing a lot of editing work. So this is a working trip. This is there's a little bit of vacationing here, and certainly scenery that we've never seen, or we don't generally see often. But we just don't have the ability to take hours out and do this and do a visit here, because we are limited mobility-wise, and we are very restricted time-wise. So we have really not put together any kind of an organized meet and greet kind of a thing. I think that's going to have to be on another trip down the road. But we do sense that we will be here quite often from time to time as we, in the future, put together cruises that we will want to take and secondary trips. We have Ireland to see, which can't be done on this trip. We're so close. We can't do it. We have many more places to catch up with as well. But also, of course, we're mindful of the variants and all that kind of stuff. So, in any event, Mick, greetings from Michigan, Bruce. Enjoy your live stream. Safe travels. Thank you, Mick, so much. We visited Harrods too. Aren't the prices wild? Yeah. I tell you, I loved it. We went through the shoe department, the women's shoe department, because why would I want to go through the men's shoe department? Are you kidding me? The women's shoe department, and you got a little taste, a little hint here, a little hint here, and a little hint here. Why is it that Harrods shoe department, which is on the 5th floor, you got to go right up there to get to it? Why are there every brand known to man up there? Gucci, Sergio Ferragamo, Jimmy Choo, Chanel, the high-end brands of high-end brands. I mean, if you're a fashionista, if you're into clothes fashion, everyone that is anyone is up there in their own sub-department with staff expertly trained in the brand that they're representing. And we were going through one area. We found a pair of shoes that I wanted to show Jennifer that I had noticed, Gucci leather slingbacks. And in Canada, these shoes are about $1,000 a pair to buy. And there are many colors to pick from. But I'd never seen a pair in Canada. They're listed on websites that they're carried by Saks Fifth Avenue and so on in Calgary. Never found a pair in Calgary. Went to several over the last few months, be in a shopping mall. I say, oh, let's go in here. I want to see these shoes. Couldn't find them. No, I'm sorry, we don't have those in stock. At Harrods, they had 3 pair on display of this one particular shoe I wanted Jennifer to see in actual real life. And yet there are probably 25 colors available of this model of shoe. They had 3. And in that store, they were 690 pounds a pair, just about 700 pounds a pair. As we were rolling along between various spots, I noticed in the Chanel area, great shoe selection for Chanel, there was a young lady trying on a pair of very high-end slingback shoes, perfect for summer. She was just being sized out, and she was walking about just checking them out. And Grandma and Mom were with her. And I can understand the picture that I'm looking at. We're dealing here with someone who is graduating, most likely, from university. And grandmother and mother are helping her to acquire a pair of very high-end shoes that will likely be worn at graduation, and possibly could be shoes that might be utilized for work or what have you. Out of reach to the youngster, without question, because those would have also been $1,000 a pair. But that whole floor was a world of which most of us are not familiar. I love visiting that little world from time to time, but to be discreet about it and just to kind of be there, a little nook and not to bother. Most fascinating store of that whole store is like that. Vivian, welcome to the UK, Bruce. Thank you, Vivian. It's nice to see you. Did you fly or did you go by ship? We flew in, and we're railing it now. Tio Sancho, hello from Stratford, Ontario, 13 this afternoon. Thank you so much, Foxy. Yes, indeed, Vivian, dear. Welcome to England in the UK, to the wonderful man himself. Tom Henry, welcome to Viv from England. Viv, hey, Thomas and all. Well, this is a treat. Foxy, it most certainly is, Vivian. Love. I enjoy Bruce as much as yourself whenever they get the chance to watch him. Thank you all so much for your kind words. Vivian, it's been a while since I've been able to get in here. Louise, I am surprised you didn't order a bagel at the cafe. There weren't any. There weren't any. Vivian, because they all hate Bruce, don't they? Says Vivian. Hi, Bruce and family. Hello, Sharon. Welcome from New Jersey. Tell me, everybody can travel to Amsterdam and greet Jen and Bruce as they exit security. Hold up signs like your limo drivers. Laugh out loud. And hi, Bruce, Ann, and Brent from Ancaster. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome from around the world to the channel today. Foxy, never mind, Bruce. I was hoping to meet up with you, but maybe another time. I send you were mindful many things, which are certainly most fine. Vivian, laughing out loud, Thomas. Vivian, oh, laugh out loud. No shoe fryer shop for Bruce. Tom Henry, Chile says hi to you, Bruce. He is live from Seattle, just disembarked Quantum of the Seas this morning. Oh, that's good to hear from Chile. I'm glad he's doing better too. Jason, but did they have any Skechers? Now, that's what I call fancy. You know what's funny is I noticed in Palm Springs, Palm Desert last October, we would be in, we'd be out and about, and you would see the younger kids, the the high schoolers and so on, and you would see these younger kids all wearing this one brand of shoe I'd not noticed before, this sneaker. And so we were at a Target at the Starbucks and waiting in line for our drink to be made. And I saw a young gal. She was clearly from a private school. She had on a uniform on, again, in Palm Desert. And I'm not sure, her mom was talking to somebody or something like that. She's just waiting about. And I asked her, I said, tell me, what brand are your shoes? And she said her brand of shoes were, what were those brands? Oh, gosh, I forgot. You remember, Jen? Oh, I got Jen deep in thought over here. Do you remember? You remember we were in Palm Desert and that young schoolgirl was wearing those shoes? And I asked her, were they Vans?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Vans, V-A-N-S. And they have this line, the squiggly line along the side of the shoe. It's not Nike. It's not Adidas. And I said, these are everywhere. She says, oh, yeah, these are really popular. And so here in the UK, you'll find them all over the place. You'll find Skechers here, you'll find Nikes, and you'll find Vans, sneakers. They're everywhere. But not inside Harrods, not for sale. Oh, no, they're not expensive enough. Not really. Although I didn't go into the sports department. They might have them in there. I beg forgiveness if I'm wrong. Vivian, Jason, try Clark's, laughing out loud. Foxy, nobody hates Bruce. Everybody loves Bruce. Thank you. Thank you. We all love Bruce. Thank you, Vivian. Foxy, sorry to ask an irritating question, but did you and Jennifer have the 4th dose of COVID vaccine, the 2nd booster shot since you're Jennifer, you're 60? We've had 3 now. We've done 3. Number 4 is next.
We still have to wait a month before we can.
Another month we have to wait. Yeah. Angela, yes, Vans are popular, have high schoolers. You know. The Vans that I first saw were just black. They were just black with the white squiggly line. Then slowly I began to notice, oh, there's Vans there in different colors now and different styles. That's only a matter of time. It's the evolution of the, of the brand and of the look. It just keeps on going. Yes, Vivian, you can certainly point this out to the people who claim other people hate Bruce. Yeah, it's interesting how fashion is different and yet the same, depending on where in the world you are and who the individual is and what they like to wear and what generation they are and so on. Yeah. But you can tell who the tourists are. The tourists are wearing the very comfortable footwear, without question. Inside Harrods, we noticed, at least I certainly noticed, a lot of husbands and wives in their 40s and 50s and 60s, where you can tell the female is on a mission. She's looking for something, and dad is along for the ride. They're on a holiday, they're in town, and she is specifically after something. And perhaps it's for a registry gift for wedding. Maybe it's something for a graduation gift for a son or a daughter. It's a gift for someone. There's something particular that is being looked for. I noticed it yesterday out of the cafe. Mom and dad and 2 teenagers, maybe 16 and 18 or 16 and 17, boy and a girl. And they were bored to tears. And mom was really engaged. They were near the kitchen area, and they were looking at specific pieces, and she was where she needed to be. And the husband was like, whatever she wants, just to get out of her way. And the kids were like, when is this going to end? But they politely waited for mom to do what she was doing. And then she had a salesperson who they were at it. They were looking and they were searching. And Harrods is that kind of a place. It is a place you can shop for yourself, a place you can shop for someone else. You name it, they've got it. And yeah, pretty expensive. But, one of a kind, let's say. Really, one of a kind. All right. Let's see. Amicus, Bruce is our bagel king. Sabine, the best shoes in London are Crockett and Jones, handmade in the UK. The shop is located in Jermyn Street. My son and husband, they love them. Brittany, hi all, hello Bruce and everybody. We were getting a cab yesterday. We were leaving Harrods, and we were flagging down a cab, and I saw a gentleman in about his late 30s with a baby stroller and his wife. And they were coming across the street. And so he took the stroller from her so that she could just walk across the street because it was just showering a little bit. And so, but she had on a pair of shoes that I had seen inside Harrods earlier design. And I think these were 1,400 pounds. These shoes. This would be close to $2,000 for a pair of very high-end high heels, a satin kind of exterior with almost like you would think a rhinestone type brooch on the top of the shoe. Very high end, really fancy. She was wearing those shoes crossing the street. I thought, well, the shoes are $2,000. Can you imagine the rest of the outfit? And the husband, I'm sure, was wearing pretty nice clothing too. I'm not that into it, but I noticed that one caught my eye. That one, oh yeah, okay, there's some dough here. They are in their hood. They are in their, this is the hood, this is the neighborhood they hang out at. This is their world. I'm the foreigner here. I'm the guest. I am not the regular. It was really interesting. Anyway, there you go. Hi, Bruce and all from Brittany. Foxy, the reason I was asked about the fourth vaccination, Bruce, because I know you worry about the risk of COVID, also because I got quite a number of months before I can have my fourth. Joseph from Saskatchewan, thanks for the last two shows. I'm revisiting England through you after being there a couple of times in recent years, looking very much forward to when you're in Switzerland. We are too. Foxy, I did want to ask Bruce, did you see all of the airport terminals at Heathrow? They have 5, which I'm sure you already know of. Yes, they do have all 5. We landed in number 2. The Queen Elizabeth terminal. The Queen's terminal. And I'll show you a couple of shots here just to kind of help you out. In the video, you'll see this as well. If you're watching my video, you'll know that this is part of the video. But when we got off the plane and we were getting ready to be assisted, this is the unit that we were greeted with. There were a couple of these sitting near our gate, and they don't look like anything fancy. They look like a boxy kind of like a little golf cart thing, but that's all electric, and it can hold the driver, and it can hold 5 people at a time. And this is the most powerful vehicle in Heathrow. And I'm not talking about horsepower. I'm talking about clearance and being able to get to the front of the line. This unit here, you're on one of these, you can go anywhere. And these folks who operate these units, they have power. Very impressed. So we did that. And here is a shot of the Queen's terminal from the outside. And here is a typical shot of customs. And this is really only 1/4 of the size of the room that we're talking about. You really are not getting the full picture here. This is just a snippet of how big this is. Here's another picture here. Look how far back this line snakes, back and forth, then back and forth, right to left, to right to left, right to left. We passed all this. We bypassed all this in one of these. This is a special lineup just for these off on the one side. And if you needed a wheelchair, this is not an exaggeration photo. This is, okay, the smiles might be forced, for a publicity shot, but this is exactly what happens. If you're clearing customs on a wheelchair, you have your own assistant to get you to the front of the line and get you through. It is phenomenal. These folks here, they don't generally have bad hips or bad knees or bad elbows. You might be suffering from a number of health issues, and they cannot be in a lineup for hours like anyone else can. They have got to be looked after and brought through. And this is what the UK has figured out with Heathrow and other airports. The population of this country, America, Canada, Europe, we're getting older. And these folks have got to be brought through. And though they have a special lineup for them to get them in and out. And once that lineup is empty, the agent will call the next able-bodied person over, and we continue on. But when one of these rigs shows up with us in it, we get cleared and get them out of here. Get them out of here. Let's go. Let's go. It was really interesting. Anyway, very, very interesting. 5 terminals, very interesting. Brittany, my husband just had to get a new car, not some Tesla, but an Acura ad his old car gave out on Thursday. Oh my gosh. Topper, did you go to the toy floor at Harrods? We avoided it. Yes, I see what you're saying here. Different types of toys, building blocks, Lego, stuffed animal room, Barbie doll room. We avoided doing it. We knew it would take an hour because you cannot just whip through there. And it just wasn't going to happen. We also avoided the bedroom floor to a great extent. We saw some of it, but not all of it. Where you can also go through the kitchen area and pick out your own china designs. And there's stuff there. You have no idea. We did not go into the high-end jewelry department. No. We saw a lot, but it was 3 hours. And we knew we had limited time and limited energy with which to spend. And really, Harrods is kind of it's a store you can go to for like 3 days, 2 or 3 days out of 10, and see something different each and every time. The other thing I did not see is I did not see Mr. Bean wrapping up a gift item for the character from Love Actually. In a flash of flashes. I did not see that gentleman either. Harrods is fun, but Marks and Spencer is more my price range, says Joseph. Vivian, hi, Brittany, good luck with the move. Sharon, my son and his fiancée will be in London in August. Let me know if you notice anything that a couple of 20-somethings might enjoy this summer. They're going to love it all. They're just going to love it all. It's like nothing you can describe to others. I know this is probably trying question being the hardest in answering, but when are you and Jennifer roughly next planning to go back to England? Don't know. Hopefully next year. But we're going to have to see. Jen is on the waiting list for her new hip, so it'll be after the hip before we come back. Thank you for your work. Thank you, Ben Wade. Topper, we checked out the furniture floor, 20 to 50,000 pounds for a table, 5,000 pounds per chair, etc. Yes, it's the other side of the equation, isn't it? Yes, Brittany, hopefully in a week, my husband and I will be out of our current apartment and headed to Pensacola. Right on, you guys. Ken, hi, Bruce and Jen from London. Ken, correct. The temperature in Saginaw is 70 and gasoline is about $4.27 a gallon. Have a good time, Janet and Ken. Thank you for your kind wishes and all of your messages to us. Thank you so much. You guys are terrific. Brittany Anderson, congrats on your new Acura. Now, I have a little bit of travel news for you, a little bit of news here. I better get on to it. So I have to end the show here soon and get ready for my next show. First of all, there was a fire on board the NCL Escape cruise ship the other day. Apparently, the fire was contained. They always say they were contained. Of course, when they put out the fire, they were contained, right? What we don't know is the damage. We don't know the cost. We don't know the cause. We don't know exact locations. But rumor has it engine room was the source, and that the escape, they had to cancel their visit to Santorini because of the reduced speed of the ship. Can't get to the next port of call on time. And then the port after that, they would be late, and on goes the domino effect. But there was a fire, and it was successfully put out on the Norwegian Escape. Now, the question will be, going forward, will the Escape have additional restrictions on future cruises? Will there be cancellations? Will the ship need to go into emergency dry dock, and so on and so on? So far, no news about that. News coming out, though, about cruise lines now experiencing another problem. The problem of the virus we're all familiar with. We're familiar with how cruise lines have had issues, sailing and having idle ships. Well, now the problem is, depending on the profession that they're after, they're having trouble getting in staff. Cruise lines are having problem attracting staff, and it's not because people from the Philippines don't want to work, or people from other countries want to do the jobs of the many thousands on board the cruise ship. No, I'm talking more about the specialized jobs. The pay on cruise ships is not as high as it can be for land type professions, depending on what it is you can do. If you're a computer technician, if you're a software technician, you can get a job with a cruise line and be on board a ship and be in charge of the IT department, or be one of the many assistants keeping the entire computer system operating on a cruise ship. This is a complicated item. You think about, every room has a card, a key that has to be kept running. You put the key inside your room, and you put it into a little slot, and that operates your lights. That is IT services. We're talking about the satellite television systems. We're talking about the lighting on the ship. We're talking about all the operations, the kitchen, the keeping track of spending of each passenger for account charges, and on and on and on it goes. You can imagine the logistical feat of operating a cruise ship with 25, 3,500, 4,000 passengers, 1,500 to 2,000 crew, a little miniature city at sea, and everybody wants to use the internet. Everybody wants to do emails. They want their Netflix, and on it goes. Well, these cruise lines are having trouble attracting people of that caliber, because right now on shore, every hospital in the world is desperate for IT professional. Every accounting firm, every cable company, every telephone company. You can imagine the stress and the need for in-house IT professionals and other trades. You want to be a plumber on board a cruise ship? You're a busy person on board a cruise ship. You are on top of some very complicated systems here that are unique to maritime operations. You're an electrician? Oh, is there work for you on cruise ships? Just endless repair, maintenance, of course, engine rooms and systems, and then management. You are capable of managing a 3,000 person cruise ship. You are needed in Las Vegas as some of the largest resorts in the world. You are needed around the world, because all of these firms and these hotels are gearing up for travel season again, and they're in need of talented people to handle vast numbers of tourists seamlessly, and business travel. The airlines are scrambling. They can't get staff. We keep hearing about cancellation of flights. We hear about airlines canceling 10% of their flights, 20% of their flights. These flights are canceled. These are canceled. British Airways, 20,000 people short for their staffing needs. Cruise lines are no different. And this is going to affect us, because some cruise lines will not be able to offer certain cruises as the year goes on here into summer now, and into the fall, and into the winter. There are going to be people who can't be attracted to do the winter contracts, or they're doing the summer contract, but they've got a better offer for next year with someone else for double the money or half again as much. There is all kinds of issues here. Anyway, that's happening. Also, cruise lines are having another problem. They need more money. Cruise lines are always needing money. They're not making money right now sailing with their ships. Half of the passengers on all cruise lines are using cruise credits that they left with the cruise lines starting 2 years ago. The other half are getting deals upon deals for cheaper cruises, free this, free that, free that. This is affecting cruise lines' bottom lines, and they need to raise cash through bond issuances. Unfortunately, any cruise line that's issuing a bond right now, that's a junk bond. And the junk bond market is getting much tighter today than it was even 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago. And so cruise lines, they used to be able to borrow money between 4, 5, and 6% in the last 6 months, a year. Now we're running into 8, 10, and 12% interest charges to raise billions of dollars. This is a nightmare. The NCL Dawn apparently had a number of positive tests that appeared on a cruise off the coast of Belgium and France. Rumor has it between 120 to 225 cases were detected. Entire floors were being sequestered, and now they got to the point where they couldn't take a floor over. They literally just had passengers stay in their rooms, and they would label the room number as a positive test room. That ship ended up in Southampton, and people have now apparently disembarked, but there were a number of people who were needed special rooms and so on. There's all kinds of issues with COVID. The other issue is that the Norwegian, the Carnival Horizon and the Carnival Spirit, they also ran into quite a number of positive cases, over 100 per ship. No official numbers are being released by any of the cruise lines. It's a mystery to the outside world. They don't want to talk about it because the bottom line is cruise lines are finding that when you pack those passengers in with the crew for 10 days, 7 days, 8 days, you're going to get the infection spreading. No matter what advanced testing you've done, it doesn't matter because the virus is able to spread between people much faster and easier than ever before. And if you've been vaccinated, that's great, but you can still have it. You can still have the variant in your system, even though you're vaccinated and you're not suffering greatly from it or not at all. You're a super spreader. You don't even know you're doing it because you don't feel the effects. Cruise lines are having a big problem in that regard. Here in the UK, we landed and we had to wear a mask on board our plane. The entire flight, we had to wear a mask. Got off the plane, and the first thing people did as soon as they got into the terminal, they took their masks off because in the UK, no testing, no vaccination requirements, nothing. It's wide open. It's the Wild West over here. Downtown here in London, the tourists aren't wearing masks. Very few, like 1 in 10. Yeah, a lot of the restaurants and a lot of the businesses, they're wearing masks as kind of a protocol thing. But the population at large, they're not wearing masks. Inside Harrods, 1 in 10. 1 in 10 wearing a mask. And I was asking myself, do these people always wear a mask anyway? Maybe they're from cultures where they just wear a mask, and this is not a big deal. It is really different here. There's no news. There's no breaking news on the television about a massive breakout happening. Hospitalizations are through the roof. It's almost like, yeah, you get it. It's a cold. It's a flu. If you're vaccinated for it, you've got added protection. But that's about how it's going to go. It's really amazing the shift in attitude about it in the last year. It really has been shocking to see. Anyway, there's the story about what's going on. It is busy here. There are tourists here from around the world. The lineups are evident at certain spots as you drive by in a cab. Definitely noticing if you want to be on the London Eye, you're waiting a long time to get on that ride. Certain places you need reservations. I mean, it is tourist season here. It is kicked in, and there's a lot of there seems to be a lot of folks looking to catch up on a vacation that they put off for a while. So we're seeing a lot of that. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Tom, it depends on what cash tips people give the workers. One guy recently said he tips his butler in the Haven $100 a day. Wow, that makes a good paycheck even if no one else tips. Topper, re-COVID on the Viking Ocean, we had to do a spit test, deposit saliva in a test tube every morning. The tubes are then taken to an onboard lab for testing. Topper, the crew have been doing the same spit test every day for over a year, according to our cabin steward. Sharon, 47 thumbs ups. Not bad for an afternoon live show. There you go. Thanks, everybody, for these thumbs ups. If you're able to hit that thumbs up button, please do. Let us know what number you are. Tom Henry, yikes, Bruce, better check the hotel records where you're staying and make sure no Dawn passengers are there. Louise, do you think it's safe to go on a cruise now? As safe as anything else, I suppose. Yes, Bruce. Yes, I know. We've moved into living with COVID phase, Bruce. Now, just say on UK, some countries have not got that phase yet, but I do believe the world is going to follow later on. Yeah, I just see that the UK is sort of living with it. It seems to be because people are here from around the world. They're from every culture, every country. I don't know how you. The only way to stop it is to close Heathrow, close Gatwick, shut down every international airport, forbid travel. I mean, you want to do a lockdown like China? Good luck. It's just not practical to do. The thing to do is get vaccinated and protect yourself as best as possible. That's really the best thing you can do as far as you can go. All right, there it is. Folks, I'm going to say my goodbyes. I'm going to say thank you so much for being with me today for this show. It was good to have you here. It was great to get together with you. Jen and I are looking forward to talking to you next week from Amsterdam. And we continue on our travels and see how things go. Keep an eye on the channel. We'll be uploading more videos as this trip continues down the road, and we'll keep you posted on what's going on with the cost of this trip and the logistics of it all, and you name it. And thank you all for your support of this channel. As always, thank you. Paying someone to park your car, all I can think of is George Costanza as Amicus. Foxy, goodbye, Bruce. Take care. Enjoy your holiday, the rest of your time in England. Thank you, Foxy. Sharon, have a good day, everybody out there. Enjoy the rerun. If you're watching run, hit the thumbs up for us. We do thank you for that. Foxy, I look forward to meeting up with you after Jen's hip operation. Ta-da, another time. You've got it. Topper, enjoy your working holiday. Will do. We must now get out of this room for a little nibble. And I got to do another show on my other channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. That show will begin at 8 o'clock local time, so we better get going. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day, a great week. Stay healthy. Vivian, you take care. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.